Hello, my name is Rob Taylor, and we're going to talk about how to use flip charts. I call it Happiness is a Good Flip Chart. Let's see a show of hands of those of you in the audience that have used flip charts. Oh, a couple of you. Great. Now, flip charts are made up of paper, easel, and the third, markers. And I like markers. Very importantly to have a good set of markers with you when you first start your project. Now, flip charts are not really sophisticated visual aids like you see today with electronics, but they're very simple, they're inexpensive, and most of all, they're easy to use. Now, as I mentioned, you need to have a pad, an easel, and markers, but the type of pads that you use is important as well. This pad is 2.5 feet by 2 feet, and this is a post-it. There's others you can buy that are non-post-its that have 1-inch rules on there. And those you also have to use adhesive tape in order to keep them on the wall. The second type is a desktop. And this desktop type, it's real easy to use and mostly for small groups. As I mentioned that in using these two types, one great thing about this type is it has a post-it. And the post-it is an adhesive on the back. Real easy once you discuss the information on the post-it. You place it on the wall. Then your participants have additional information they can look at again and again. Now, one of the purposes using flip charts obviously is to enhance your information. But very importantly, that we understand that in using a visual, people retain 25% of what they hear. They retain 45% of what they see, but they retain 65% of what they see and hear. Very importantly. Oh, question in the back. Yes, Linda? Linda's question was, why use a post-it pad? Good question, Linda. Post-its make it easier to put the information on the wall. They're very quick and very good to use. So I would highly recommend using post-it pads. Now, markers. The second point we mentioned was markers. Very important on markers, I would use Mr. Sketch. And reason to use Mr. Sketch is they're scented, they don't bleed through the paper, and you can buy them in multiple colors. I like blue, black, green, and brown. And I even like purple every once in a while. Now, writing on your pad, it's important that you look at the lettering, you print what you're going to place on the pad. And your audience, for every 1-inch height of the lettering, should be about 10 to 15 feet away. So for every 10 feet, you want to raise it another inch. Now you notice I use large lettering and multiple colors. I try not to use more than 3 colors. Jesse, do you have a question? Jesse's question is, why do we want to use colors? Why is that so important? People are visual today. And being visual, people want to see colors. And the more emphasis on the colors for certain verbiage, you notice here where I have the cloud in blue, and that's to give that emphasis. Large letters, post-it pad on the wall. Now, let's conclude. Let's walk you through using a pad, using an easel, and using markers. Very importantly that you print on the pad. You only use enough of the pad so that your audience can see the information quickly within 30 seconds. Any other questions that we have? Now it's time to practice. I have set up here in the other room some easel pads and paper. I will walk around and observe you as you write on your easel pad, and I will give you feedback on what I see. Now, when you're finished, I will give you a book. The book is titled Flip Charts by Richard Brandt. This book has a tremendous amount of information that will help you in making your future charts. Any other questions? Thank you for attending.